I couldn't believe they were watching every move I made as I was collecting my winnings from another slot machine. Little did I know, they actually had me under surveillance, trying to detect anything wrong I was doing, since it was my 4th day in a row cashing out this week. They waited until I inserted my cash-out voucher and collected my winnings before tapping me on the shoulder. "Hello, sir. Please come with me," is all I remember hearing one of them say. They took me into a private room and sat me down and told me they were on to me, that even though they didn't know exactly how, I had to have been doing something shady. That they just really couldn't believe there was any way for a person to win consistently like I was doing. I told them that I wasn't doing anything illegal or cheating or violating any rules, that I just had an easy system I was using and that it happened to work extraordinarily well. Little did they know, this system involved using statistical methods to analyze thousands of slot machines in studying how frequently payoffs occurred. And the results of this tremendous task were simply astonishing. It was discovered certain payoffs on slot machines pay off on predictable cycles. To beat a slot machine, you adjust your wagers to match the machine's cycle, an approach called cycle betting. While it sounds complex, using it to win was very easy. Once the security staff learned that our system didn't involve anything illegal, such as a bill validator device or even a software glitch, they let me go. With that being said, you're probably wondering who the heck I am. Hi, my name is Rich Evans, and I'm a professional slot player living in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm also part of the elite Insider Group, which comes together each month to discuss the latest methods, tips, and strategies to make consistent money playing slots. We have mathematicians, statisticians, and even slot technicians that are all part of this team. You see, the algorithms and formulas of slot machines are constantly changing, both in person and online, so we always need to be ahead of the curve to be successful and have the latest information. And after much backlash from the Gaming Commission, we as a group decided to release our system to the public to help as many people as possible win playing slots. And as soon as we did, emails started to flood our inbox from winners all over the world. Winners like Michelle R. of Biloxi, Mississippi, who says, "The closest thing to legally cheating at slots. What I really like is its consistency. Instead of playing like a mindless zombie," that's what my husband calls slot machine players, "I feel like a pretty smart player. And I've been winning consistently 3 days in a row. Great system." And Carl J. of Atlanta, Georgia, who says, "Rich, I'm just writing you quickly to thank you for completely changing my life. Made my first deposit online, and I've already tripled my money in a few days. Can't wait to see how much I will win this month. Thanks again." And George V. of Portland, Oregon, who says, "Unbelievable. This is a huge moneymaker for me. Here's how I did on my last trip to Las Vegas. I stayed at the Flamingo. I made $1,325 on Monday, $678 on Tuesday, $932 on Wednesday, and a whopping $4,863 on Thursday. This was the best casino trip I ever had, and I owe it all to your slot machine system." Now, this slot machine system is like nothing you've ever seen. It doesn't involve guesswork. You don't have to be lucky. You don't need to win jackpots. It isn't limited to only a few slot machines that you can never find, and it doesn't take much of a bankroll to get started. As a professionally skilled mathematician myself and now a professional slots player, if you'd asked me 20 years ago if there was some secret to winning consistently playing slots, I would have more than likely laughed in your face and called you stupid. I mean, I did know that to some extent, slots all had to be beatable because they'd been created by humans, and as a result, it was impossible for them to be perfect. But if winning consistently was so simple, then we'd all be millionaires, correct? There's no way in hell of that, I thought. But my mindset all quickly changed in 2002. I had a low-paying job, and I almost always felt like I was just barely getting by. I definitely was never in a position to purchase or even drive an elaborate sports car, or to live in a wonderful home where I felt like my family would be both comfortable and safe. And there were many months I was uncertain about where the money would come from to pay for my kids' school supplies, or to put 3 healthy meals on the table. My wife was working 2 jobs. It was making her tired, and she promises, even triggering her to age faster than the average person. I mean, we weren't extremely broke, but we were struggling. And of course, like so many other people, I was tired of it. So I decided, what the hell, and I went to the casino with a $20 budget in hopes of winning it big. Well, you're going to find this pretty funny, but I lost my money within a matter of minutes. I just flushed $20 down the toilet, I thought to myself. I just felt like I was never going to win. After that, it was back to the old routine, working extremely hard for barely any money, hardly ever seeing my wife because of her busting her butt working 2 jobs, trying to give my children a normal life, even though their parents were always either at work or very tired. But even though I didn't win that day, there was something that kept really fascinating me. Why is it that there are a select group of individuals that seem to always win playing slots, but the majority of us never seem to ever win? And it seemed very odd to me that this was going on, that there was just this small group of insiders from all around the world who were really, really lucky. I mean, did they have some kind of winning secret? Did they know something that the rest of us didn't? I just needed to know. It was causing me to lose sleep at night, and so over the next year I did something pretty crazy. I created a meetup group in Las Vegas, Nevada for professional slot players who wanted to discuss the best strategies, tips, and secrets to winning consistently. I was able to get many multiple-time winners on the team. At first, many of these individuals were pretty secretive, but once trust was gained, most of them had no problem at all letting the cat out of the bag and allowing me to write down what their secret was. It was truly fascinating. Of the 35 different multi-winners that were in my meetup group at the time, 32 of us had a personal formula or method that we swore was the key to winning certain slot machines. What was also really interesting was that while none of these individuals were using the same exact method, the more I looked at my notes and studied each formula or system they'd shared with me, the more I started to realize that they all had some important resemblances in common. Well, being a mathematician and completely obsessed with math, I started crunching numbers like you wouldn't believe. I took their different formulas and strategies and played around with them, combining the vital components of each and adding a couple extra principles of probability that I knew should increase the odds of winning even more. I became hooked on studying the different winning patterns for all of the different major slot machines each night, to see if the formula I was working extremely hard on was showing any potential. For what felt like a long time, about a little over a year I would say, I had nothing to show for all my hard work. And then it suddenly happened. After our 130-second variation of our formula, it finally worked. We were now consistently winning